Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James. Many thanks for joining us. Quickly a look at the news making the rounds for today. NMA and not knock federal government over order to reopen schools. Sahel countries to intensify strikes on jihadists. Joe Biden will not hold campaign rallies. Nigeria, other African oil exporters will lose $34 billion, says IMF. CAF shifts AFCON to 2022, cancels outcome. Stay with us as we bring you the details of the news just right after this time out. Welcome back, and now the news in details. The Nigerian Medical Association and the Nigerian Union of Teachers took a swipe at the federal government over its safe reopening of schools. The apex organizations of medical doctors and teachers in the country said that the directive that graduating classes should resume was not only badly thought out but also could expose both teachers and pupils to the deadly coronavirus. The NMA President, Professor Innocent Uja, who spoke in JAS, said that given the current low level of compliance by Nigerians with COVID-19 safety protocols, it was risky to ask pupils to resume. The North General Secretary, Mike Ene, said government was playing politics with the directive. He wondered how teachers who had not been paid salaries in some states would get money to buy personal protective equipment. Uja and Ene spoke just as the Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu became the latest prominent Nigerian to test positive for the virus. Following the governor's disclosure of his COVID-19 status, the state government ordered commissioners and other aides of Akeredolu to compulsorily go for the coronavirus test. But as concerns mounted over the spread of COVID-19, NMA faulted Monday's pronouncement by the federal government on the reopening of schools. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 at its briefing in Abuja said the government in what it called safe reopening of schools had approved resumption of pupils in graduating classes, including primary 6, the junior secondary school 3 and the senior secondary school 3. The government also lifted the ban it placed on interstate travels and domestic flights. Moving forward, Rivers State Governor invites President hails 78.9 billion naira return to state. The Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike invites President Muhammadu Buhari to Rivers State to witness his administration's accomplishments. The governor also appreciated Buhari for approving the refund of 78.9 billion naira to the Rivers State government as cost of execution of federal government road projects in the state. Wike, in a letter of appreciation to Buhari, said the president's gesture in approving the fund to the state signified his love for Rivers people as well as every state in Nigeria. Wike said Mr. President has by this remarkable and heartwarming gesture shown not only his love for the government and people of Rivers State, but also demonstrated expressively that he is indeed a president for every state of the Federation and all Nigerians. He assured them that the Rivers State government is willing and ever ready to cooperate and partner with the federal government to advance the developmental aspirations of Rivers State in particular and the nation in general. In another story, the federal government must subsidize electricity for Nigerians, Senate tells Buhari. The Senate explained why the federal government should subsidize electricity for Nigerians. The electricity distribution companies of Nigeria had told the National Assembly leadership that the only condition to halt tariff hike was for the federal government to bear the difference between the current tariff and the proposed one. Addressing journalists on behalf of the Red Chamber, the Chairman Senate Committee on Power, Senator Gabriel Suswam, and his counterpart in the Media and Public Affairs, Dr. Ajibola Basiru, said increasing the tariff at the moment would be counterproductive. The upper chamber said the best thing for the federal government to do now was to take the challenge of subsidizing power by paying discourse the balance of the current tariff and the proposed one. Suswaran specifically said there was nowhere in the world where such gestures were not being extended to the citizenry. And now, coming from around Africa, Sahel countries to intensify strikes on jihadists. International and regional leaders have agreed to intensify a military campaign against jihadists in the West African Sahel region. The decision follows a one-day summit hosted in Nouakchott, the Mauritanian capital, attended by the presidents of Burkina Faso, Chad, Mali, Mauritania, and Niger, as well as France and Spain. It was called to take stock of a more aggressive strategy in the Sahel, decided in January after a string of setbacks crowned by the loss of 13 French soldiers in a helicopter crash. Militant attacks in the region have increased over the last 2 years, especially in the border regions of Niger, Burkina Faso and Mali, where local authorities have been overrun. French President Emmanuel Macron said victory over the jihadists was within grasp. After the summit, he said they are all convinced it is possible in Sahel. Since 2013, thousands of French troops have been helping the countries in the region counter insurgencies. And still from around Africa, Ethiopia arrests Oromo activist Jawar Mohammed, OMN, shot down. The arrest of prominent Ethiopian pro-democracy activist Jawar Mohammed has been confirmed by multiple sources from the country. His media outfit, Oromia Media Network, OMN, has also been shut down by authorities. The arrest comes in the wake of mass protests against the shooting and killing of a famed Oromo musician and activist in Addis Ababa. Hachalu Hundessa was celebrated as a symbol for the Oromo people, Ethiopia's most populous ethnic group. The song spoke out about their political and economic marginalization and became a rallying point for activists in their fight against Ethiopian regimes. Jawar was reportedly arrested along with Bekele Gerba, a veteran opposition activist. The duo were arrested at the Oromo Cultural Center in Addis Ababa, where they were attending the funeral of Hachalu. Jawar supporters demonstrated against Abiy after Jawar said police had surrounded his home and tried to withdraw his government security detail. Protests in the capital and other cities resulted in 16 deaths and dozens of wounded. It is also the home region of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Abiy and Jawar fell out last year after the Prime Minister told Parliament of media personalities who were fomenting unrest with their outlets. Jawar said the claims were an attack on him. Right now, we will be taking a quick break, but when we return, we shall be looking at updates from the United States of America. Do well to stay with us. Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. From a vision we began a mission. Now we here. A long journey with a beautiful now, touching lives, blessing homes, bringing the best of entertainment and reaching the ends of the earth by revealing Jesus and releasing destinies. It's been 7 years of God's perfection. Celebration TV at 7. Happy anniversary.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome back. Still on News Desk, Joe Biden will not hold campaign rallies. U.S. Democrat Joe Biden has said he will not hold presidential campaign rallies during the coronavirus pandemic. His rival President Donald Trump saw lower than expected turnout for a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma in June, and his campaign has announced no new rallies. Opinion polls show Mr. Biden with an almost double-digit lead over Mr. Trump as the 3rd November election looms. The former U.S. Vice President under Barack Obama also said he has not yet been tested for COVID-19, which has killed almost 130,000 people in the U.S. Citing the pandemic, Mr. Biden has limited his public appearances, conducting interviews from a makeshift TV studio in his basement, leading the Trump campaign. Mr. Biden took aim at the president for his handling of the pandemic. The Democrats' announcement comes as top disease researcher Dr. Anthony Fauci told the U.S. Senate that he will not be surprised if new virus cases in the country reach 100,000 per day. And in another update, UK doctors say data needed quicker to target local outbreaks. The government must provide vital data more quickly to local authorities to help them deal with COVID-19 spikes in their areas, doctors say. The comments from the British Medical Association follow criticism about the length of time it took to get testing data to officials in Leicester. The city is the first to experience a local lockdown after a rise in coronavirus cases. The government insisted it had been working closely with local partners. However, the BMA, the union representing doctors in the United Kingdom, said ministers needed to be more open and transparent with COVID-19 data and about how regional spikes in the infections will be managed in the future. The BMA says its members have expressed concerns about the prospect of a second wave of the virus heightened by local flare-ups. BMA Council Chair Dr. Chand Nagpal said providing local leaders with up-to-date information was vital in containing outbreaks, particularly as a contact tracing app is not yet in place. Leicester's 7-day infection rate was 135 cases per 100,000 people, 3 times that of the next highest city, but it took 11 days for the decision to extend the lockdown to be made, the city's mayor Sir Peter Sosby said. And now on business, Nigeria or the African oil exporters will lose $34 billion, says IMF. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic is estimated to cost Nigeria and other oil exporters in Africa a total of about $34 billion in revenue. According to the International Monetary Fund, the projected decline in revenue is attributable to the dwindling global crude oil prices. IMF's Director, African Department, Baby Selassie, disclosed this at the Africa Ministerial Roundtable on COVID-19 impact on the energy sector in Africa. The fund noted that African governments would be under intense budget pressure and rise in debt burden, adding that such burden would be higher among oil exporting countries. It said if the pandemic persists, it could transform profoundly the demand for energy. The recovery on the continent depends crucially on investing in renewable energy, which offers huge potential in terms of badly needed jobs and acquiring new technological capabilities. The IMF noted that since the 2014 oil price collapse, production and investment of most African oil exporters had been on the decrease. And still on business, National Assembly discourse asks federal government to subsidize electricity consumption. The National Assembly and electricity distribution companies have asked the federal government to subsidize electricity consumption. The discourse had on Monday told the National Assembly leadership that the only condition to hold tariff hike was for the federal government to bear the difference between the current tariff and the proposed one. The President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, insisted that the planned hike in electricity tariff in the country was not timely. Both lawmakers were in the presidential villa to meet President Muhammadu Buhari. Although details of their meeting were not disclosed, the lawmakers may have spoken to the president on the imperative of the subsidy. They also met with the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo. They said while they agreed on cost-reflective tariffs, some measures such as proper metering must be put in place before such hike could be implemented. Lawan and Gbajabiamila spoke with State House correspondents after meeting separately with Buhari and Osibanjo. Lawan said the National Assembly leadership believe that this is not the best of time to increase tariff. Right now, we'll be taking another break, and when we return, we shall be looking at news stories and other updates from the world of sports. We'll be right back. Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. From a vision, we began a mission. Now we here. A long journey with a beautiful now, touching lives, blessing homes, bringing the best of entertainment and reaching the ends of the earth by revealing Jesus and releasing destinies. It's been 7 years of God's perfection. Celebration TV at 7. Happy anniversary.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome back. And it's news from the world of sport. CAF shifts AFCON to 2022, cancels ALCON. The Confederation of African Football has shifted the 2021 African Cup of Nations to 2022 as a result of COVID-19. CAF made the announcement after its executive committee meeting, which was held via video conference. The competition was slated to take place in Cameroon between January 9th and February 6th, 2021. CAF also announced the 2020 Women's African Cup of Nations slated for November 23rd to December 20th had been cancelled. Another major decision taken at the CAF meeting was the cancellation of the 2020 CAF Awards. The football body also moved the 2020 African Nations Championship for home-based players, which was also set to be hosted by Cameroon, to January 2021. Other decisions taken by CAF include the resumption of the Champions League and the Confederations Cup in September, with the Final Four format. The semi-final games for both competitions would now be played over a single leg, with winners qualifying for the final. The venue for the Champions League final is yet to be decided, while the Confederations Cup Final Four will take place in Morocco. CAF also announced the introduction of the Women's Champions League, which will be launched in 2021. The Under-17 and Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier will also be on a zonal basis, while the Under-17 AFCON takes place in July 2021. In another sports news, Raw is wrong to exclude local players, says ex-stars and coaches. Prominent retired footballers and coaches have reacted to Super Eagles coach Gernot Rohr's comment on why he kept out the local league players from the national team. The Franco-German insisted footballers in the Nigerian Professional Football League were not good enough for the national team. When asked his reasons for snubbing players from the NPFL, he said they are not good enough and because he has better ones. Former Eagles assistant coach Silvano Sopala said it was wrong for Raw to claim that there weren't players good enough for the national team in the NPFL. Former Eagles goalkeeper trainer Ike Shiromu added that when Westhoff and Keshi handled the team, they did not hear such things. Most of them played, yet many of them got their chances as home-based players. And that's the size of the news for today on News Desk. But just in case you missed out, here is a recap of the headlines. NMA and not knock federal government over order to reopen schools. Sahel countries to intensify strikes on jihadists. Joe Biden will not hold campaign rallies. Nigeria, other African oil exporters will lose $34 billion, says IMF. CAF shifts AFCON to 2022, cancels ALCON. And now to the photo of the day. The person you took for granted today may turn out to be the person you need tomorrow. So be careful how you treat people. This is simply trying to make us understand the importance of every single person around you. So at any point in time, you are not to look down on any individual because you never can tell the outcome of tomorrow. The person you took for granted today may turn out to be the same person you would be needing tomorrow. Now, we want to hear your thoughts on this, so do well to reach out to us via our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV; on Instagram, My Celebration TV; on Twitter, My Celebration TV; and on YouTube, Celebration TV. We'll always tell you that the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. So no matter the office you hold, as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. So play your part and do it with all diligence. I am Comfort James, and thank you so very much for watching.
14.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun.